Sometimes you have to live with the reality that you are too good for people. That some people are not on your level. That some people are not equally yoked with you. Sometimes that's something that you always have to remember. And that a lot of times the rejection that you get from people is really a blessing. It really is. A lot of people know that they don't equate to you, so they're really protecting you. But sometimes as an empath, you can see the cracks and you can see how to fill them and make the situation work. But sometimes it's not your job. You have to understand that that is your ego. Again, you have to understand that that is your ego. That is not you. Your ego wants the validation that you can make the situation work. Sometimes it's not even you that actually wants the person, because deep down inside, you know that you are too good for these people. But it's your ego that wants the validation. Not the validation from the people, but the validation from the situation, knowing that you could have made it work. And you have to silence that ego. In this case, that ego is not your friend. The ego is not going to do you any justice. It's going to do you more harm than good. You can care for these people from a distance. Again, you can care for these people from a distance. But sometimes it's in your best interest not to get too involved. People know where they lack. People know where they're not equally yoked to you. People know they can't give you what you give them. That's why they stay away. And sometimes you have to honor and respect that. Again, sometimes you have to honor and respect that. Sometimes people are comfortable with the situation, the relationship that you have with them at a distance. Sometimes people would rather keep it at a distance than move too close, and they fumble it. And now they feel bad because you might have been the only good thing in their life. So sometimes you got to honor and respect that and keep your ego out of it. Sometimes you got to honor and respect that and keep your ego out of it. Because imagine you try to make these situations work. And yet it fumbles. And now it falls back on you. And now you look at them at a different light. You don't look at them the same. And all this could have been prevented if you just honored and respect where those people are at. That's why it's very important as an empath not to do the work for other people. Again, that's why it's very important as an empath not to do the work for other people. A lot of times we see where people are struggling and we want to help, but we're not doing them a service. Like I said, it's like you have a kid and they're trying to tie their shoe. And you see where they're messing up at, but if you get in and do it for them, they don't get to learn. So are you really helping them? And it's the same thing in these situations. You see where their flaws are at, and you see where you can help them and make the situation work, but are they really going to learn the things that they need to learn? Sadly, the answer is no. That's why you have to understand that if people want to be in your life, they're going to do what they need to do to be in your life. People know how good you are. People know how much of a blessing you are. People know that you're rare. They know these things. And it hurts them that they can't level up to you. But you can't do the work. You have to respect that. You can't do God's job. Again, you can't do God's job. You have to let God do his job. And like I always say, sometimes you are just a catalyst in these people's lives. That was it. Just be a beacon. Because deep down inside, even if you try to make these situations work, right? If people are not ready, they're going to have resentment. And on top of that, it's more than just you. You got to understand the environments that these people are in. That's why I say you got to let it go. Because the people that they're around, the environments they're around, the influence that they're around, all that has to change. And they have to want to change it. It's not good enough that you just in their life as a positive influence try to make things work. If they keep going back to the same environments, the same people, the same friends, the same social media networks, all these same things, they keep going back to the same trash, hey, that's why they have to want to do the work. They have to want to separate from all those things. Sometimes you have to ask yourself, are you really wanting to help somebody because you see where they at? Or do you want somebody to come in who's ready? Even if you have to pour into them, are they ready to be poured into? That's what you got to ask yourself. It's not your job to sacrifice your life for people who's not ready. Remember that. It's not your job to sacrifice your life for people who's not ready. That's not your job. Anyway, this is Rich. Y'all be safe. Love and blessings.